Time is running out to get your passes to Aftershock, featuring Slipknot, Kiss, My Chemical Romance, and Muse. Just look at this lineup. It's insane. You deserve it. You work hard all year, so treat yourself and learn more about Aftershock at the link in the description. The wait is almost over. This Friday, Slipknot will release their new album, The End So Far, on September 30th. This is their follow-up to 2019's We Are Not Your Kind, and it is their final album with Roadrunner Records. They have been with that label since the onset of their career, and it is remarkable. They have accomplished a lot together, and time will tell what Slipknot does going forward, whether or not they remain independent. They're probably also getting lots of very interesting offers given their status. But now the band will release this new record on Friday in the meantime with producer Joe Barresi at the helm, and he's previously worked with Tool and Queens of the Stone Age. And in a new interview with Music Radar, guitarist Jim Root says he's not exactly sure the band was able to reach their full potential working with the acclaimed producer because of the COVID restrictions that were placed on them during this recording process. He goes on to point out that they weren't able to do pre-production on this record because of those restrictions. He told Music Radar, Joe Barresi is an amazing producer. He's got an amazing track record, and I feel like we weren't prepared for Joe Barresi, and I feel like we were not able to use Joe Barresi to his full extent. You know what I mean? We did not do pre-production. We essentially built this record in the studio, and a lot of that was due to COVID and us being separated, and the circumstances led us to do the record the way it was done. With my mindset being the way it was, I didn't have a ton of creative input. I felt kind of rushed trying to come up with ideas for this or that arrangement. We weren't rehearsed as a band. We did not come in knowing the songs top to bottom, and that affected the record. That put us behind schedule. It had us not really arguing and fighting with each other, but trying to figure it out, like what is the best way to approach this, knowing that we are doing what we are doing. More directors will say constantly that they never finish a movie, they just abandon them. I feel like more than anything with this record, we had to abandon it and move on. You can make a plan and you can plan as much as you want, but the big clock above your head and the budget from the label and all this stuff in the studio we were at and the scheduling of that, there are so many factors that were against us making this record that I am surprised we were able to finish it. And then it is taking us so long to get it out compared to how long it took us to track it. It's like, well, if it has taken this long to get it out, then we could have taken our fucking time with pre-production and, in my mind, put out a better product. And that's not to say that we're disappointed with what we're putting out. It's where we were at. It's what we were able to do given the circumstances and the things that we had to work with. But it's like the movies. Directors will say constantly that they never finish a movie. They just abandon them. I feel like more than anything with this record, we had to abandon it and move from it. And Clown was like, it's not a record. It's not a Slipknot record. We are still touring on We Are Not Your Kind on that tour. And by the way, here are some songs. Well, you can say that, but we are putting a fucking record out, and to the fans, this is a fucking Slipknot record. No matter what you say, that's what it is. Very interesting comments here from Jim Root about this new album. It sounds like one of their more challenging records to produce, and they clearly face some hurdles here. You won't have to wait long to listen to the album, though. Slipknot, The End So Far, is releasing this Friday, September 30th, available everywhere.